people. It's been a hot minute. How you doing out there in television land?
Guys, on this...
Oh, you saw me smile?
Right. Hey guys, I'm Frank.
Oh my God, why are you yelling? Hey guys!
3, 2, 1.
We're counting off now.
That's for me.
Okay. I'm smiling at the camera. I ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
Oh.
You just came out that end, I came out that end.
There we go.
That was like 2 burps in one. Did you hear it?
What else do we have, Frank? Frank is scratching his balls.
That thing was obvious.
That is the... I'm looking straight at the camera, and I can tell Frank's scratching his balls.
Let's go again.
Yes, sir, director, sir. Mr. Director.
Take 2. We,
I
just had it.
Wee, wee, wee. I am co-host. I am other co-host. I host the call. 3, 2, 1. Action.
My cheeks hurt.
Mine do too. Mine hurt like right here.
And let's be clear. We don't like lying.
Oh, we love lying.
3, 2, 1. Action.
Action.
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know what's wrong with
Yes. Yeah.
I like that.
Face. Let's do it again.
That came out good. Yeah, we're doing it again. Okay? I'm the Wish version of Jim Carrey. It's like you wanted Jim Carrey, but you got the Wish version. Chicago.
Hey guys, I'm Frank, and this is
And
I'm Frank.
Leo.
Hey guys, I'm Frank, and this is Leo.
And this is Terror Recollect, Season 3, Episode 1.
Bet you didn't know it was coming.
I didn't either.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are in Season 3 of Terror Recollect. Bet you didn't know it was going to happen.
Yeah, so I have a clarification on that. It was my idea to break this down into calling it episodes.
Again, normally, this would be the time where we would introduce you to Season 2 of episode whatever. But we're going to be starting from here on out, we're going to be starting to do things a little bit differently. We're going to ditch the whole season gimmick and just strictly do numbered episodes only.
It's
been a while.
And we've realized how much we enjoy doing this show, and we decided to come back as another season like we did when we first started. One season of 10 episodes. We've done that twice. We even started Season 2 as Season 2. And welcome to the second season of Terror Recollect. I knew it. Calling it Season 2, Episode 1, and then later on down the line, we filtered it out. But we're back with Season 3, and there's going to be 10 episodes in this run. Frank, let them know what they're looking forward to watching.
In this season, we're going to be bringing you guys some really fun topics. We are going to be talking about our respective collections. You can see a little bit of Leo's in the background.
Video store.
Even better than this.
There's laser
amazing.
discs involved.
Going to be talking about mine. We're going to be deep diving and tearing apart the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy.
It needs to be.
Just
I do like Corey's character in 3, just FYI, but it's a very disjointed trilogy.
We're going to be talking about the Scream post Wes Craven movies.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
We are going to be ranking the Michael Myers masks.
From all of them, even Halloween Resurrection.
Which will be
Which was already, just have spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
It's the last one. Yeah. If it could go below the last one, that's who it would be. And talking about our top 5 favorite horror movie openings.
Okay, yeah.
Top 5 scariest horror movie openings. Not by box office opening, but opening scenes, the way that the films opened. We did twist endings.
Yeah.
Now, what were the most spectacular intros to horror movies? So, on this episode, what we're going to be discussing is our top favorite locations trips. For those of you who don't know what a locations trip is or haven't done one yourself, shame on you, first of all. What we've done in the past is taken trips to go visit famous movie locations. So let's just jump right into it. Frank, off the top of your head, what can you think of as one of your favorite movie location trips?
The Marino Canfield Mansion in L.A.
It is in Silver Lake,
Silver
which is
Lake,
a part
right.
of L.A., yes.
The H2O house.
Mm-hmm.
Or the H2O mansion.
It had been used primarily as the filming location of the high school, the private high school. Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Carrie Tate. It's supposed to be a high school, but it was actually this palatial estate in the Silver Lake area of LA. It was also used as the mansion at the end of Scream 3, where the movie producer played by Lance Henriksen lived, and where the twist ending occurred, and where the final confrontation between Sidney Prescott and, spoiler alert, her brother. If you haven't seen Scream 3, I mean, it came out 20 years ago. Yeah, so those two famous filming locations, and we were both fans, are both fans of Halloween H2O and Scream 3. And as soon as she took us in, it's like you're transported to Hollywood in the 1930s. It was just this incredible estate, and you started recognizing things from Halloween, except different. Like, for example, the pool that they have there in the movie, it's actually covered with what looks like concrete, and that's like their quad area where the students hang out.
In Scream 3, it was the pool.
Scream 3, it was a pool where, what was the character's name? Tyson, who's laying dead in front of the pool, and then Sidney checks on him and then has to run a metal detector as per Ghostface's request and throw the gun that she had into the pool. So automatically we started recognizing things, and it was magical. It was like being on a movie set that stood still in time, and we had exclusive access, just Frank, myself, and our host. And I don't think many people have been in our position.
I was looking around and my eyes were wide open. I was looking everywhere, seeing everything I could possibly see, matching up in my head certain scenes and taking pictures. And I think she even said, "Do you guys want to see the dumbwaiter?"
Oh, that's right.
That was used in Halloween H2O because she knew that history as well.
Yeah.
So. And she took us to the dumbwaiter, which was funny because it was actually on the opposite end of the room from the movie.
Yeah, it looks like they took the same concept of the dumbwaiter, but put it in a scarier situation. It was usually, I think in real life, it's over on this
right
side.
By the entrance to the room.
Yeah, but they ended up building a facade wall over it, and then over which was like a corner, they built their movie version of it. And it actually is creepier when you see it framed up the way it was versus where it was in real life. But it was another nice little hint at Hollywood magic, and really seeing how producers and directors get together and figure out a better way to do something.
Because that's such a very clever detail that, I wouldn't have thought of.
And I think we were trying to figure it out on the day and going like, this looks familiar but doesn't look right.
Right.
It really was incredible. And then the views when you're on top of Hollywood, you're on top of the world, and you can see everything. You can see downtown LA from here. You can see Griffith Park Observatory over there. It was just magical.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even an exaggeration. It was absolutely incredible. And it actually made me a bigger Halloween H2O fan after visiting the location. What else happened?
That wasn't even the end of our day.
No.
Okay, so after this, I believe we saw a couple more random locations.
That's right. Yeah.
Another scene, another spot from H2O, which is the beginning of the film, where Nurse Marion's character and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, they're neighbors, and she's in her house, she's getting scared, and she runs next door to Joseph Gordon-Levitt's house, and that's where she finds the dead bodies, and that's where she gets killed over by the window. And I don't know what made us go up to
that we were like, why not? If they say no, they say no.
Yeah.
If they say yes, who knows? We get a chance to get in. And lo and behold, the kindest dude answers the door and is utterly tickled pink on everything that we're talking about. He He's as happy to see us horror nerding out at his house that was this filming location for the intro to Halloween H2O as we were to be in the house.
I mean, nobody does that. Right?
No.
Let's face it. So no, and we were again on a high from that invitation
because you're having access to stuff that most people don't have access to. The general public doesn't have access to. And it really, really was a magical day. And that's not an exaggeration. It really did feel like movie magic.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like a couple of kids in a story that are getting a chance to explore this fantasy world, which is why I love horror, because it's a giant fantasy. It's a creepy fantasy that at the end of the movie, everything is fine. And you went on this great roller coaster ride. And we've had the opportunity to visit some other really cool locations of other horror movies. Like I remember our trip over to, what was it, UCLA?
UCLA.
What do you remember about that?
Oh, that UCLA was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We went over there mainly because I knew that Scream 2 was filmed there,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Weston Hills from DreamWorks.
Oh, and that was what I wanted to see. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 has my heart. It always has.
So seeing Weston Hills in person, what was that like?
Woo! Chills up and down your neck when you would see the buildings and just recognize where Philip fell off the tower, and seeing the entrance, which the actual entrance to Weston Hills on the flip side was so small and insignificant.
Yeah.
You almost had to do a double take and go, why did they use this? This looks like the trash exit for the back of the building, but hey, it worked.
Yeah.
Put a Weston Hills sign and all of a sudden it's Weston Hills. But the Scream 2 was one of the main reasons Frank had wanted to go.
Well, I knew that, the coffee shop, or I should say it was a coffee shop, and it was
ice cream
shop.
It's like a cafeteria, school cafeteria.
Yeah, in Scream 2, where Dewey and Randy are sitting, they're having a Baskin Robbins, and they're talking about the rules of a sequel and the potential suspects. And not much has changed other than the fact that Baskin Robbins has been since removed and replaced with a Starbucks. I think.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think there was still some kind of...
Nothing has changed. Everything looks the exact same other than that.
Mm-hmm.
Even the seat.
we had to make sure that we sat there. And I think there was someone in there finishing their homework or something.
Yeah. So right when we got there, we sat down and we saw the lady get up from that seat.
Yeah.
The same exact seat that they sat in. She got up and left, so that was our chance. We went straight over there. We sat down. It almost felt like we were there on set.
Yes, 100%.
During the filming of the movie. Almost.
100%.
And it's one of those iconic scenes from the movie. I mean, from the trailer itself, that was the main draw from the trailer, is that scene where they're talking about the killer and sitting in those tables. And the seats were the same, everything. It was so great.
What else do you remember of those small things?
One of the other main areas was in the film, it's called the archives room, where Dewey and Gale are kind of
oh my gosh,
finding a TV. Yeah. We were looking everywhere for it. We found the room, and it was surprisingly
the only room
that
was not locked and had the lights on, and had complete access to.
We went in there. We recreated some shots. It was so much fun.
It really was great, and again, it's that whole feeling of being in a movie. Mm-hmm. And being in a great movie and feeling like you're part of what you experienced. So there was other location strips that were also just incredibly cool.
And we saw one of my favorites, the Fright Night dance club scene, the interior.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the interior of the scene in Fright Night where they're dancing and he's seducing Amy through dance. That was all filmed. Now it's a WSS shoe store. And we went inside. I mean, other than it being a shoe store, we could match up certain parts. The big staircase that kind of goes in opposite, each direction. Where Jerry's he walks in. He's got his sexy his sexy sweater on. He's kind of on the balcony, kind of looking over at everybody. That's all the same.
And we also went to another awesome location from Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which is the Crave Inn, which is the diner that Alice works at and that the character Dan goes and visits her. It's also where Freddy does the meatball pizza for Rick. And, we don't think it was actually filmed on the inside, because when we rewatch the movie, it looks like the inside was just a set because it had to be so drastically changed. But they definitely took their inspirations from what was there, and definitely the outside of the building was used. We matched a lot of that up. So it was very cool because, Nightmare 4, that's a classic. Maybe not as classic as 3 or 1, but it's a fun movie.
4 is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a very, very fun movie. So it was awesome to see the Craven and the little scene where, get in the car, I'll drive, and they're having that loop. And it's just, it takes you back to watching it. I mean, I watched it when I was, I think, 12 or 13, watching that on videotape. And just to be like, I'm standing right there where something that I watched as a kid on a sleepover, just gawking at the TV, and here I am now as an adult, and you feel like a kid. You feel like it's hard to describe, and that's why I love these locations trips that we did. And
some of my favorite. Well, first of all, I want to say an honorable mention, right?
Oh, that's right.
He lives closer than I do, but Haddonfield, South Pasadena, that's kind of like the epitome of.
That's the ultimate location. Film location because it's a real city, real locations that have changed very, very little since 1978.
You go to any one of those spots and you feel like you're in Haddonfield in 1978. I mean,
and we did do a whole locations video there, and I believe we even talked about what we hoped our next project would be, which was a story called Taking Shape.
So this is the opening shot of the original Halloween, the establishing shot, if you will, of Haddonfield. And I also want to take this opportunity, since we're at this beautiful little location, to explain our next little venture. So what we're going to be doing is starting our own fan film titled Taking Shape.
That Frank had written and that we were looking forward to filming. But, to be honest, life throws curveballs at you. What you plan out doesn't always work out the way you want to. And, at the time that we had said that this was possibly our last episode, the last episode that we were ever going to film as Terror Recollect here. And so this is actually our spot where we're going to say farewell for a while from Terror Recollect. Frank, anything you want to say?
I just want to say, for those that have followed along this whole time and, kind of given us your support and had interest in what we had to say, thank you. And we had a blast. I haven't said that in a while. We have had a blast doing it for the last year.
Yeah, this is thanking everybody for being a part of it, because for a long time that was a grand possibility, and that was our last episode. That was episode 20, which is technically season 2, episode 10, because we're going back to seasons. Season 3, episode 1 is this one. And we're back, and we're delighted to be back, and just ultimately thrilled. Whether our 1 or 2 fans that are out there watching this, spread the word or not, I mean, we just love doing that. We're going to continue to do it. So look forward to 9 more episodes this season, because we're going to be bringing you 10 new episodes of Terror Recollect.
And like Leo said, life throws us curveballs. You got a new career, which you absolutely love. My wife and I welcomed our baby girl to the world. So, but now that life has settled down, we said we have to get back into this because we loved it so much. We still do, and we have a blast doing it every time.
It makes you glad you're alive. It makes you glad you're a movie fan. It makes you love those movies so much more. For us, that's what it is. And I couldn't be happier to be sitting in a room full of VHS with a very good friend talking to you guys about all of this, both of you out there, and it's incredible. It's wonderful. And I'm glad that we made that our opening topic for our return. It's like Michael Myers returned after part 3. Halloween 4 was the return of Michael Myers. This is the return of Terror Recollect, and we're going to keep doing this because we love it, and we're both in great places in our lives. We're both very blessed, and this is a joy. And we're excited to bring you all the new things that we're going to be bringing you. And I don't know, Frank, what else you want to let our 2 fans know?
You said it the best, man. You hit the nail on the head. We're both in a very good spot in our lives, and what's next is just having more fun.
Exactly.
I mean,
continuing the love,
the happiness
for what we love.
Sharing it with you 2.
Yeah. Both of you.
Both of you.
On YouTube. The YouTube on YouTube. Thank you so much for being a part of this. and we'll see you next time.
See